Hi, AT from CNC at Home. I'd like to take the CNC router and use it for something. It's been a while since I've gotten that thing spun up. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this image of a tree ornament and carve that into just a piece of craft plywood. So the first thing I did was made sure that it was all cleaned up, nice, just black and white image. We're going to use a program called F-Engrave, and we'll just import this image into that program and make our settings. Okay, so here we are in F-Engrave. So the first thing I want to do is I'm going to open up our file. Okay, here's our basic image. I'm going to set my height to 100. My feed rate, this doesn't really, I can do this later. And so I'm going to have 150 millimeters per minute on the feed rate, which should be good. With the new spindle, it should be, I might even go faster than that, actually, because I forgot. I've got the new spindle that goes much faster. We'll do something safe at 200. And then our height, we'll just set to 2 millimeters as our safe zone when it lifts up off the material. Okay, now we're going to go in and do our V carve. So we got 90, okay, everything is set. Go ahead and get that going. And then we'll do our cleanup run, because I think there's a little bit that the bit's not going to get, and the cleanup, then we'll go through and do that. We'll see it here in yellow. All right, so we can see just a little bit here, as we go around. There's just little bits, and that'll get that cleaned up. And there's nothing on the interior that it needs to get. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and save our cleanup. Give it a name, save it. We'll close out of here, and all our parameters are set, so we will now save the G code that will do a bulk of the work. And what we'll need to do, if you remember, we need to clean up our G code for the new spindle. Once I put the new spindle in, let me talk about that in a second. Let's get our G code open. For those of you that haven't seen the install of the new spindle motor, one thing that we found was that we needed to ramp the motor up instead of just cranking it right up to 100% power. So this little chunk of code does that for us. It just starts out at 400, which on the machine that we have set up, that's actually 40%. So we go 40%, 60, 80, and then 100% fairly quickly. These are just quarter-second intervals. It's enough to get the motor ramped up, and that's when it takes the most power. Once it's spinning, it doesn't take as much current and overdrive the power supply on this machine. So we'll just copy this, and then here where we start the motor, which is the wrong parameter anyway, they've got that. Their defaults are different than mine. We'll just paste this in. Okay. And let's check the bottom of the code. It's been a while. I don't remember if they shut the motor off or not. Should have done an end. Okay, they do shut the motor off. Good. Okay, so we will save that, and then we'll come over to our cleanup code, and we will put that same chunk of code in here so that the motor ramps up a little more slowly, and then this will work. And we'll do a Control S to save that. The next step is to get a piece of wood loaded up on the router, so let's go do that.
Once the wood is clamped down, we'll want to make sure that the machine is zeroed to the surface of our wood. I'm going to use the touchpad to do this. So I set the touchpad on the wood, connect the alligator clip, and then I run a macro that will slowly lower the Z-axis until it touches the touchpad, and then it'll reset where the 0 is. There, simple as that. Let's start cutting. With the router cutting complete, the next step will be to remove the blank from the clamps and then do a little bit of sanding and trimming. This particular program was not set up to cut all the way through. Here's the final product. Once I sanded, finished cutting this out, and stained it. Turned out nicely.
Oops.
Hi, I'm AT from CNC at Home. If you like our content, help support our channel by clicking on subscribe and liking our videos. Thank you for watching this video. Have fun with your CNC at Home projects.